Hi, everybody. Michael Guberti, social media strategist, co-founder of Guberti Giving. Happy to be with you here today to talk about a very intriguing subject, but very timely as well, in that it's related to truthfulness and finding your authentic self, which is ever more important in our current culture. And our expert to help lead the discussion today is Puja Thomson. She is very well versed in these matters, an author on the subject, and lives from a place of authenticity, as is clear in her actions and words. So therefore, allow me to say, Puja, thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
I'm very happy to be with you, Michael.
Well, thank you very much. And as an introduction to everybody here, just some immediate questions that come to mind are, how did you get started in this line of business that you're currently in?
Well, I'm currently working independently in this country because I was working for organizations, the University of Edinburgh, the Youth Department of the Church of Scotland, the Social Work Services Group in Scotland, which was a governmental organization help and training people to make decisions about children who were in trouble. But when I got married and came to this country, I wanted to start from scratch. I didn't want to do my training all again. So I expanded. I've always had a holistic outlook. And for me, it was important to follow my own inner guidance. So that's where I got practice in making decisions that might take me off the path that was expected of me by other people. In fact, doing more training of the same thing and, social work and education. But I wanted to be more holistic. So I trained in energy work. I trained as a massage therapist. I also studied with a very important healer, Rosalind Briere, and was ordained as a minister of natural healing. I expected the healing to be, and the ceremonies and the ministry to be part of the healing practice, but in fact other people started asking me to do ceremonies for weddings, for baby blessings, and so on. And so I got certified by that in New York City, and love to do it because these are very important intersections in people's lives where it's really important to be truthful. One of the questions I ask couples is there anything that if not shared now but found out later would cause concern or disappointment or total disbelief? And that sometimes has raised a lack of truthfulness that needed to be addressed before people came together. So that's why for myself and for other people in counseling, I also found that people struggled to find what their own truth was and then to express it, say it out loud, have the difficult conversation, have a business that's built on solid foundation.
That communication, solid foundation being the bedrock for not only good thoughts, good words, but good actions, essentially a good life. So it's a very important theme that you hit on there, and an overall message of authenticity. And your experience speaks for itself in that you've served people in multitude of roles, and yet it's all tied to one central theme of helping people.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I've always seen the thread. If other people didn't say, oh, she's a jack of all trades or something, I've seen this common theme that was one thing led to another, because it was coming from my inside. My intuition, also using my mind and using my gut feelings about what was right for me.
Okay, so you now leading with the gut feeling, going on instinct, and you've seen that thread, which perfectly leads into the idea of, if you had to summarize your life's message in one sentence, as interesting as that process is, take everything and put it into one sentence, what would that sentence be?
That sentence would be, live your own authentic choices based on your inner guidance and your values so that you don't regret the life you never lived. In other words, walk in your own shoes. Have the courage to live your own life.
Exceptional message. And it's something anyone listening to this can take immediately and imprint and install into themselves and live better from it. So thank you for sharing that with us. And that would then say, well, you have this message and you're looking to spread the message, and it's really a great one that is of benefit to anybody who can hear it. How do you, if you had to think of your top 3 digital marketing strategies that help you spread that message and reach more people?
Well, when it comes to ceremonies, especially weddings, I market a lot through Wedding Wire, which is a marketing organization, and couples can register with me, and they'll also see that I've been a couple's choice for at least 6 years with a 5-star rating. So that really helps. And then I give couples information when they inquire, because I don't just take any couple. I need them to know that they are going to contribute to their own ceremony, because I don't like to do cookie cutters. It depends on their spiritual belief, and it also depends on their understanding of what they want in their families. And so I help couples create a ceremony. Wow. I also have my own website, which is roots, the letter N, wings.com, because in coming from Scotland, it's all about roots. When I came to the States, it's all about wings, and you need them both. You need to be grounded with roots. And sometimes the good about that is that it gives you strength and solidity and confidence. The downside is it can kind of sometimes choke you with, oh, we've not done this before. When I came to the States, it's all about wings and space and outer space, and people didn't care about what I'd done in the past. It was, can you do it now? So sometimes the good thing is that you can experiment. The bad thing is that it's kind of, you're just putting down little roots, and they might take the funding away. There's no idea of the length of time that it takes to grow things. It can be rootless. So you need both the roots and the wings. So in helping people be aware of their truth, then it's like getting grounded first in yourself, being solidly connected, and not just listening to other people and all the digital messages and all the stuff that's being bombarding us from outside. A lot of bombardment at the moment from outside. And, you know, I was hearing Thich Nhat Hanh speak about how we need to look at what we consume. You know, what we consume can be good for ourselves, or it can be bad for ourselves. And in food, we can be healthy or unhealthy. And actually, I think America's got a good handle now on the obesity crisis and telling people what's healthy and what isn't. But we haven't looked at what we're consuming and the amount that we consume from digital sources. And sometimes that can be, like food, can be healthy for us, or it can poison us. Some body doesn't know the difference between real and imagined sometimes. So some horror movies or some stuff that's patently untrue can be really bad for us and can be soaking it all up. So anyway, it's back to get roots, get grounded, and then live your truth. Take wing. And so roots, the letter N, wings.com.
Yes. That is a great duality of like flying high but staying grounded, soaring but also remembering where you're from. That there's a very valuable insight that comes with living in that mindset. So thank you for sharing it, as well as now people know where to go find you, where they can learn more about tracking your truth, which I understand is the name of your latest book.
Right. So here it is, if you want to see it. It's Track Your Truth, and it's working towards the truth, and then discover your authentic self. Or in the way I write about it is become a detective to find the clues that what's working and what isn't working in your life. Because we often think of detectives about finding the culprits out there, but we've got things that we can, how we sabotage ourselves, that we need to look at. And the detective skills, their tenacity, they're being very present, they're thinking outside the box. Could it be this? Could it be that? And they follow through. So there's a lot of skills that a detective uses that we can use looking at ourselves. And so the book helps people to do that.
Appropriately written from an individual who works to bring out the positive truth and the authenticity in people. And you've taken that information, you've packaged it into this one book, and now people know where to go find it and search by its name. Track Your Truth. I could already see the hashtag TYT. That's just
so. TYT, that's right.
And now to your community of people who understand your message and your brand, that any going through as far as when you think about sending a message to these people, what would you want them to take away? Their number, if you could say 2 big takeaways when you speak to someone or you post something that someone reads it, what would you want the 2 big takeaways of that message to be?
Well, it would be really to trust yourself, listen to yourself. Don't be forced into premature decision making. It took me a long time to learn that one, because if somebody said, oh, please say yes to do this, and I learned to say, I'm not ready to give you an answer yet. So take the time. So it's about kind of putting away all the barriers to giving yourself some time and listen to yourself. Yes, get advice and get support. It's really important. I would say get support in making decisions, but support from people who will listen to you and will support you to reach your own truth. So do that, and don't, even if somebody's, I found even in the medical system, sometimes the doctors know what you should do. And I wrote a very comprehensive book to help people diagnosed with cancer, because one has to listen to one's own messages too and take the perspective both of complementary and Western medicine and integrative medicine into consideration. So there's many aspects that tracking your truth in your life, in your families, in your health, in your business, that is important to listen to. So it's like, listen to yourself, get help, and step by step. And yeah, it'll be maybe 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But we're living about 3 or 4 lifetimes within one lifetime compared to centuries ago. So you're always going to have an opportunity, another chance. So never give up.
And let me tell you, as far as encapsulating a sentence in 3 words as a takeaway for our listeners, what a great one that is. Never give up. Track your truth. Live it, and the benefits are yours. What a great way to encapsulate and cap this conversation, because we've covered the deep aspects of living and what your message is, how you spread it, where to find you. And let's say somebody wants to continue learning from you, this conversation, where can people find you?
Well, they can find me at the website. They can find me at 845-255-2278, or Puja, Puja, which was the name given to me in India, Puja at roots, the letter N, wings.com. Or look me up on the web. The book's available in local bookstores and Amazon and Barnes & Noble and so on. So you can find me various ways.
Thank you very much for having shared your wisdom and your knowledge on this podcast and various distributions. And it is appreciated. If people are looking to track their truth, if they want a TYT, they know who to go to.
And of course, Facebook as well, the usual media, Facebook. Anyway, thank you, Michael. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise, the feeling is mutual, and thank you to the individuals who have listened to this. Look Puja up, go track your truth, and other than that, We're going to close this with the 3 phrases we always do. And in this order, they are: dream big, achieve greatness, and unlock your potential today. Thank you, everybody.